Talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No. Always live. Always real. Always unpredictable.
You with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I'm in.
Or just won't let it go.
No. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Monday, April 8th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. And I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I am Sam.
Before we get started, you ladies look lovely on this Monday.
Thank you. And I feel like we're twinning.
I was going to say, what do you want, Brandon?
I want you all to smile on this glorious Monday.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah.
I don't think you want anything, Brandon. I think that was just a genuine statement.
Sure.
The athletes in this. Okay,
Boom.
there we go.
All right, we are counting down all the top trending moments from the Academy of Country Music Awards. Reba McEntire hosted the awards for the 16th time, and she jokes about what it's like to be a woman in the music business.
I'm a woman in the music business, and we don't have time for tired. Now, let's get this show started before I need a nap.
Big winners included Keith Urban, who won the Entertainer of the Year award, and of course, he thanked his wife, Nicole Kidman. She looks
Baby girl, I love you so much. My team, thank you, every one of you. To the fans out there, you are amazing. You have no idea how much you mean to me.
Woo! And Jason Aldean received the Artist of the Decade award. And the night's biggest winners were Dan and Shay, who took home 3 awards, including Song of the Year and Single of the Year for their smash hit Tequila. Other big moments include This Is Us star Chrissy Metz. She blew everyone away, making her live television singing debut. Chrissy premiered her song, I'm Standing With You. You have to see this. Lambert had a debut of her own on the red carpet. That's her new husband, NYPD officer Brendan McLaughlin. And Miranda is also making headlines for a lyric change in a song that seemingly shades her ex, Blake Shelton. The couple used to live in Oklahoma. Check this out. Blake, of course, was there in the audience along with his girlfriend, Gwen Stefani, who, by the way, looked fantastic. Steph, now you were all things about this award show. What did you think?
Yes, okay, I'm really disappointed in Miranda Lambert. I know you girls were like singing her praises, but I think that's the most classless thing you possibly could have done. So disrespectful, it's so rude. At one point in her life, Blake was her best friend, her lover, her everything. I think it was 4 years ago. It's really tacky to do this in front of his new girlfriend at their first public appearance at the Country Awards together. With her new husband? I just think it's so tacky.
And I agree with you that it's tacky, but I'm still sipping the tea while I watch.
I totally disagree. I totally agree. So she's always done this lyric in the past. This is her first time in front of Blake Shelton. Yeah. And because of the messiness between Blake and Gwen, and I think that really hurt her, I think that this is her revenge song, and she wants to get it out and put herself back on top because she's been on the bottom for so long.
I loved it.
I think it was a good move.
She changes the lyric on that song on Red Wagon nearly every time she does a live performance. But I just think at that moment where it's their first appearance, just don't do it. And also, people on Twitter were outraged, saying you've basically just dissed Oklahoma. Thanks,
that was
guys.
a bad call. That was a bad call.
And I'm still mad Lil Nas X didn't win an award. I got my horses in the back riding Cadillacs.
Horse.
Okay. Well, some good news for a California woman who had been kidnapped while on safari in Uganda. Kimberly Sue Endicott and her tour guide are safe after Ugandan security forces rescued them from the neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo. Kidnappers had demanded a $500,000 ransom. Authorities say ransom money was paid, but no word on who paid or how much. What a wonderful ending to this story, because I can't imagine having a family member kidnapped, let alone all the way across the globe. What do you think this family went through, and how do you think that they were able to come up with the ransom money?
They had to be scared. I think maybe they may have put up like a house or put up some sort of deed or something to get her back, because America, we don't cave in to threats or
we don't negotiate with terrorists. Yeah.
Thank you. You put it a lot better than I did just now. But this doesn't worry me, because I'm one of those people, when I go travel somewhere, I don't want to do touristy stuff. I want to go where the locals go. I want to go and hang out out with the locals and stuff. I understand that people always tell me, no, you need to stay where we're on the resort. You need to do this, but you don't live unless you go and find out what people are really going through in that certain country. So a lot of people may be a little detoured from going and going to whether it's a safari or going to hang out with locals. But to me, it's like, hey, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
I think that's very different though, because like, yeah, you can go on holiday and you can go on a safari, but you go to areas that are not in the Republic of Congo. It's pretty obvious. People are murdered there on a daily basis. They have arms and legs amputated in front of family members saying, "Give us money." You just don't go there. You don't travel there.
That's not true, because nothing has happened there when it comes to a tourist since 1999.
Well, she was in safari in Uganda and then was taken to the Republic of Congo.
If you go to the Republic of Congo,
do your research. But while at the same time, I think it's important to support those economies. Yes, I think that's important.
If something happens to me, will you pay the ransom?
Yes, I would, actually, in a heartbeat.
Thank you.
That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted the whole time, from the beginning. From the beginning.
That's what he was working towards.
That's what he was working towards.
All right, and speaking of Africa, another story from the continent went viral over the weekend about a suspected rhino poacher in South Africa. Local authorities there say he was trampled by an elephant, but his bad fate did not end there. Turns out his body was then devoured by lions. All that was left of the poacher was a human skull and a pair of pants, according to a statement by park rangers. Some are calling this a case of bad karma. What do you think, Brandon?
Absolutely, it's karma. You know, it's the circle of life. And I understand, like, I don't want to sit there and rejoice in someone dying or anything, but come on, there were four more poachers were arrested, you know, because the people are going out there, they're killing these rhinos on the black market. They're saying it's really medicinal, that sort of thing. But come on now, like nature, come on. You see people holding up heads, that sort of stuff.
What do you think, Sam? I mean,
I have a different take on this. Listen, you all know I'm a huge animal rights activist. You all know I have mad disdain when it comes to poachers and trophy hunters. But in this case, I think we need to look at the root of the problem. A lot of these poachers, I'm not saying all of them, because some do it for just the money to get rich. Some of these poachers come from communities that are completely devastated, and I'm not condoning it. Please do not misconstrue what I'm saying, but it's all they have, and so when they're offered a small sum of money because they know that's going to feed their community, some of them feel like this is their only answer. Mind you, this was a father of two daughters who came to collect the remains in tears, grieving their father. I'm not condoning it. I think we need to realize that some of these people feel like that this is their last resort.
That's fair. I think that's a really interesting take for someone who loves animals.
I just see a lot of people on social media cheering. You know? I mean, what do you think?
I think, it's bound to happen at some point. You're putting yourself in an extremely dangerous situation. And I think it comes down to more education and charity and awareness. If more people supported those local communities and helped them raise more funds for them, then they wouldn't put themselves in such a difficult and dangerous situation.
And I'm glad you mentioned education, because a lot of them don't even know about conservation or what's endangered, what's not. So that, I think, is the root of the problem. All right, well, more follow-up from the college admissions scandal that saw more than 50 parents accused of fraud to get their kids into elite schools. And now a student at Stanford has been expelled. Reports say the student got into the school on her own, but then her admission was followed by a $500,000 contribution to the school's sailing team. In addition to revoking her admissions, the school also canceled all her credits, saying that some of the material in the student's application was false. Is this fair, Tori?
I don't think so, and I'm going to get flack back. I understand expelling the student. I don't understand vacating the courses that this person already has accomplished. This person got into Stanford what we think fairly, and then somehow after the fact there was some money exchanged. Now the coach has been fired, we understand that. I have a hard time when you vacate someone's work when she got in fairly.
Well, how do we know if she got in?
Yeah,
so how do you get in fairly if you lied on the application?
I just think there needs to be a standard in enforcement here and a punishment. Each school is doing a different thing, and I just would like to see a formal punishment.
Yeah, I think there needs to be some kind of serious investigations and regulations into all of these schools, because we're just seeing it over and over again. But I do think, okay, she might have got into the school in the completely wrong way, but if she's gone through those academic different levels and teachings, she's handed all of her coursework in on time, she's passed those courses. So it's not like she's been failing.
But if she got in fraudulently,
capable.
She got in fraudulently.
Obviously capable.
You're not supposed
someone's
to be there.
education.
I think you can.
She wasn't supposed to get the education.
But she's proving that she can do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, those are the repercussions. Sorry, I'm not here to coddle anybody that got in the wrong way.
I don't feel bad at all.
I don't feel bad.
We feel bad.
I think that's terrible.
There's like a line right here. All right, we have to give a quick DBL shout out to the Baylor women's basketball Softball won the NCAA women's final against Notre Dame, 82-81. It's Baylor's third national championship and their first since beating the Irish in the 2012 final. We've just a few seconds. Put a button on
They
this.
scored 102 points in the second round. Congratulations. I'm just glad we didn't see UConn win it again. Yeah, so congratulations to the Baylor women's basketball team.
Yes. All right. Well, DBL's live. We will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, Pet Sematary was a surprisingly dangerous film for actor John Lithgow. Tori gets the scoop when she sits down with the stars. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. A mom gets a ticket when her toddler relieves himself in public. So is that fair? We're going to share your comments live coming up next.
DBL Nation, Kelly Schubert with the DBL digital team here. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, but I think we're going to go to the desk and see what's going on over here. Let's go.
I love that you're. Thank you.
Hey guys, what's happening over here? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Okay, so let's read some. Oh, so a lot of you are talking about the poacher. Again, I want you to understand, I think Stephanie hit the nail on the head when she brought up the lack of education. Again, we are huge animal people. We do not want to see these rhinos or any animal be hunted or poached. But we have to understand is that when you look at these communities that are completely devastated, a lot of these communities were actually, they had to retreat their communities because these wild, which I'm glad, meaning like these reserves are set up, so a lot of these communities lost their land, they're off to the side, they have nothing, they have no money, and they don't even have the education on what's endangered, what's not. They see the animal as the enemy. Somebody dangles a carrot in front of them and says, hey, we'll give you $30,000, that'll set up your community for the next 10 years. Again, not condoning it, but if we can start at an early level, which they are, we're finding in certain communities that they're starting to take these kids and they're taking them on safaris while they educate them about conservation and animals and empathy. And when you don't have education,
what type of education do you need to know that if that's a wild elephant right there,
I
that
agree.
could kill me.
But that also saved my family for a year. But can feed my family.
So you know what you're getting yourself into.
Brandon, that's like you walking down the street and seeing cars and buses. If they saw that, that's the equivalent of a wild animal to them because they're not exposed to it like we are.
And that could be a wild animal that once stampeded their land. Like, again, I'm always like, this is hard for me to even have this conversation because I love animals so much to the point where I'm vegan. I don't eat any animal because I see them all the same. But I also want to put myself in the shoes of someone that literally has nothing and a family to support, and unfortunately,
and they do have nothing as well. Like, they have nothing.
I just think we can solve it all through education and from helping these communities out.
But isn't it the same as, let's say you have nothing in the United States, because these people grow up with these animals. They know these animals. We see these animals in zoos. So let's say it's something where like you grow up in nothing here. Someone's like, hey, I'll give you $50K if you rob this bank. No, you go and rob that bank, something happens
but there's
to you.
Absolutely,
you knew what you were getting yourself into.
Believe me, that's why there are punishments. Do they deserve the punishment? Yes. I just don't think the right way to solve it is to cheer. The right way to solve it is to go into the communities, which there's a lot of organizations that do go into the communities and do educate, and they are trying to help these communities have resources so they don't feel backed into a corner. Not condoning it at all.
I got a resource.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. A pregnant mom got a police citation because her 3-year-old son couldn't make it to the bathroom in time. She let him relieve himself in a parking lot. Police saw, gave her a ticket, even though she tried to cover him up and tried to prevent the situation. So DBL Nation, should the mom have been cited in this situation? Brandon, take it away.
All right, Melissa from Facebook says, do the police there not have serious crimes they should be attending to? Ooh, you know, I'm not going to talk about law enforcement on this one. I guess for some reason he felt the need to give her a citation. She's going to have to go to court a couple days before her new baby, which she's pregnant for, is going to be born. But in case she's guilty, it'll be $1,000 or up to 60 days in jail. Hopefully the judge just throws this out. Please just throw this out.
I hope so too. Rhonda from Facebook says the child was 3 years old, not 13. Get real.
Good
I'm
point.
with you, and I'm also with the previous comment, and I'm also with what Brandon said. The punishment for that is absolutely insane. I'm sorry, but every single child at some point has done that. I know when I've been a little girl, I was like, Mom, on the side of the road or something. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
It's life. Yeah. It's not like it's on purpose. Right. So come on. And she's pregnant. 60 days in jail. Are you kidding me?
Anne-Marie from Facebook says, ridiculous. Most kids wait until the last minute to let you know when they have to go, hence the pee-pee dance, which we all know very well. I have to say, cops are supposed to protect and serve, and in no way is this serving your community. Give the woman some empathy. She couldn't lift the kid to take him into the gas station because she was too pregnant. If you don't know anything other than that, that's all you should know about this story. Serve the woman, help the woman, have some common sense and empathy, please.
I agree. And Marilyn from Facebook says toddlers have been known to do this. They have small bladders. Yeah, they're also learning to be potty trained.
Yeah.
So this is a very nuanced situation. I get that this officer is trying to abide by the law, and kudos for that. But at the same time, can you please just look at the situation with context?
Yeah.
Understand that the pregnant mother can't pick up anything over 20 pounds. Understand that they tried their best to get to the bathroom, and I don't think giving her a ticket or jailing her is good for anybody.
I'm just glad this didn't escalate into something bigger. I'm glad the mom just took it and was just like, you know, I'll have my day in court or whatever, instead of trying to fight back or trying to get rowdy with it. Yeah, but you know how these things escalate sometimes. So
cut her some slack.
You know,
but
cut her
it's so
some slack.
Cut her some
you're
slack.
You're already embarrassed, and then to have this.
Yeah. I feel bad.
I'm sorry,
really
but that policeman or woman, whoever
abuse
it
of
was.
power?
Yeah, I think it is. I think some people get off on that kind of thing. She's clearly pregnant. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but
abuse of power, according to Steph.
Yeah,
Got it.
It's terrible.
All right, well, soon you'll be able to watch one of Beyonce's most iconic performances at home. Raquel Villanueva has the details coming in at this moment.
That's right, Sam. Beyonce is dropping a new documentary, and it's centered around her epic Coachella set last year. And here's your first look.
What I really want to do is be a representative of my race, of the human race. I have a chance to show how kind we can be.
Homecoming starts streaming April 17th.
Oh, Raquel, we have chills.
Yeah.
Like full-on goosebumps.
Me
Maya
too.
Angelou narrating the beginning of Black Excellence.
What was the date? I was so caught up.
It's April 17th, and you have to watch the whole trailer. You get to see Beyonce's kids in it, too. I just couldn't get it all in that 10 seconds, so you gotta watch it.
Gee, we will be watching. I cannot wait. Wow, yeah, bow to the queen.
Bow down.
Get information.
Yeah. Coming up on DBL, Master of Horror, Stephen King hated The Shining. So what does he say about the new movie, Pet Sematary? We'll find out in Chatting with Stars. That's coming up next.
Hey guys, we're writing in Kimberly Matusik. I just fell off the table and no one saw that. It says, I really appreciate Sam taking that stance and helping us see the other side. And I know that she says, I understand what you're saying, Sam, about the poacher, and I do retract my last statement. You do make a really good point.
Kimberly,
it would
first
be
of all,
a completely different if it was an American poacher.
Yeah. I think that's why I have, like, believe me, anytime we lose an animal, for me, like, I can't even, like, part of me is like, yes, that person got what they deserve to go in there and try and take this beautiful, endangered, majestical, wild animal. But I always want to look at how do we fix the problem, and I think the way we fix the problem is what Stephanie said, is just through education. But when I think of trophy hunting, which are usually rich Americans that are going over there and paying locals sometimes
to have a lion like stuck, it's the worst.
Literally just so they can have like ego in their man cave, that to me is like the worst of the worst. You're the worst person, and I don't know if I would feel sorry for you at all if you were to get mauled.
Now they are doing a new thing, if you don't know, with rhino trunks or horns, basically, because the medicinal purpose is, like you said, in some kind of, you put it in teas and things like that. They're painting them bright pink, and it doesn't do anything to the rhino, but it makes the poachers not want, it doesn't give the same amount of money.
Yeah,
so they're trying
I think it
to do that.
Yeah.
So
And there's a lot of guards following these wild animals, which is great, trying to protect them because these are endangered species.
A poacher now. In Kenya, they just passed it 2 days ago.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Welcome back to DBL. Jason Clarke and John Lithgow, two actors that Hollywood cannot fit into a box. They play the good guys, the bad guys, the funny guys, and the action stars. But now they're terrifying audiences in the newest adaptation of Stephen King's Pet Sematary. I got to catch up with each actor ahead of the film's release for today's Chatting with the Stars. John Lithgow and Jason Clarke, welcome to Daily Blast Live. Now, before we get started, I did an interview with you, Jason, and Helen Mirren for Winchester.
This is the two blondes.
Yeah, these are the two crazy blondes.
Two crazy.
Yes, we've heard about you.
And to this day, our coworkers still call us the two crazy blondes, and we have a segment, so thank you for that. I appreciate that.
So you're still blonde then?
Yeah, I went brunette to look smarter, so I appreciate that. Yeah.
There you go.
Always.
I've done that myself. Now I'm going grey to look dignified.
Now, John, I read that you learned how to roll cigarettes to play Judd Crandall, and I wanted to know, have either of you picked up any skills for a certain role that you can still use now? And this can be any of your movies or TV.
Well, I chopped wood in one scene. With the cameras rolling on the first take, I wound up, bam, and hit the log like that, and it broke off. They didn't have another axe. It cost us about a half an hour. And I must have pulled 5 or 6 tendons in my left wrist. I did work very hard on rolling the cigarettes. I was sad to see you never did see me roll one of those damn cigarettes.
They took them out. Critics are loving Pet Sematary, and Stephen King actually said this movie was bleeping great.
What's going on? There's a place where age brings things back. Hug your daughter.
Are you happy, Mommy?
Is it a relief hearing that he liked the movie, considering that King is not a fan of the Shining movie?
It's exciting, you know. I love King's book. And the fact that it doesn't have The Shining, well, that's his prerogative, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell Stephen King what he can and can't like.
Now, what I love about you each as actors is that someone can say to me, oh, John Lithgow and Jason Clarke are starring in a new horror movie, and I really don't know if you're going to play the good guy or the bad guy. So, as men with such a cool, eclectic resumes, what role are you most recognized for by fans?
For the last year, it's been The Crown.
Yes. Amazing performance.
I don't know, in Third Rock days, it was Third Rock. I'm most pleased that people recognize me for being different all the time.
That's true. Jason, what about you?
Well, the Middle East, it's always like 0 Dark 30.
Yeah.
If it's younger people, it's Planet of the Apes.
You and I, we've never talked about being in Planet of the Apes movies.
No, I know.
I was in the first one.
I know. We never did talk about that, did we?
And
this
now's
is exclusive.
Not the time.
All right, thank you guys so much for being here. I can't wait to see it. Before we go, I need to be prepared for this movie. I'm a pet lover. Will I ever be able to look at pets the same way?
Well, you cannot miss it.
All right, John Lithgow and Jason Clarke, thank you so much for being here at Daily Blast Live. We really appreciate it. Can't wait to see the movie.
Great to talk to you. Bye-bye.
We'll be right back.
Big movie news. The new Joker trailer is here, plus Avengers Endgame is breaking records. But bad news for GameStop. Could they be going under? That's all next in The Jump Off. I'm Abby and welcome to The Jump Off. I'm here to bring all. We have some big movie news. Big movie news. The new Joker trailer is here, plus Avengers Endgame is breaking records. But bad news for GameStop. Could they be going under? That's all next in The Jump Off. I'm Abby and welcome to The Jump Off. I'm here to bring all the latest news in gaming, tech, and nerd culture. So let's get started right now. We have our very first look at the new Joker movie starring Joaquin Phoenix. The movie is expected to show us how Batman's biggest rival became evil. The internet just can't get enough of this new trailer. It's been trending high on YouTube all week. The movie comes out in October, and while it's not your usual superhero film, I can't wait to see what Joaquin Phoenix does with the role. And speaking of superheroes, Avengers Endgame basically broke the internet. There were so many people trying to buy pre-sale tickets when they went on sale, many websites crashed, like AMC, Fandango, Regal Cinemas, and Atom Tickets. They all reported having issues. Avengers Endgame broke pre-sale records in just 6 hours. If you're lucky enough to get a ticket, Avengers Endgame hits theaters April 26th. And is GameStop going under? It's one of the biggest video game retailers, but it just reported its worst annual performance in decades. This could be because of downloadable games. People just don't need to go into an actual store anymore. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I go to Amazon rather than checking out 10 different stores. So I don't blame you. That's it for the Jump Off. As always, I'll be here every week with the latest in gaming, tech, and nerd culture news. I'll see you next time. I didn't do any waving.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Tori.
All right. Kimberly says, Chrissy's song was so beautiful. Chrissy Metz. I didn't know she could sing, so that's amazing. Kevin Ang on YouTube. Apparently, that's how Miranda sings the song now on tour. So she has sort of permanently changed the lyrics. I just hope that people of Oklahoma aren't offended. Because
they are, believe me.
Yeah.
The backlash on Twitter has been quite intense.
She says, I got the hell out of Oklahoma. And then BH.
Yeah, but first of all, isn't your music supposed to? Isn't art supposed to reflect life? Why don't we get so on Taylor Swift when her and so many other artists? I see nothing wrong with it.
Wanna know why? Because a hater gonna hate.
BH Brady reminds us, though, that Blake and Gwen didn't have the guts to sit and watch the performance. Ooh. Miranda sat and even clapped for Blake during his song. Blake and Gwen left during Miranda's Tin Man performance last year as well. Go, Miranda.
Oh, I mean, they should have stayed.
Yeah,
they should have stayed. That's poor form.
Now they've all moved on, so maybe we're making a bigger deal of this than they are, because they've all moved on. Yeah. She's married. He's got Gwen.
We can sip our country tea too. Sip our country tea.
We will see you same time, same place tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.